the Laylatul Qadr now looks like a concert, a carnival. You see massive LED screens, flashing lights, strobe lights, as if we're in a club. And you also see coordinated outfits, all white, all blue, all green. Even at this point, we now have musical performers. What exactly are we celebrating? Okay, if you're not interested, swipe. After all, data is not expensive. But if you are still here, let's talk about the Laylatul Qadr. Yes, I know I've done a video on this 2 or 3 years ago. Why I'm doing this particular video again is because the matters I addressed in that old video I've even upgraded. So there is a dire need for me to also upgrade my point of why you should avoid Laylatul Jamboree. Laylatul Qadr, as we know, is the most powerful night of every year. But tell me, is this still about seeking Allah's mercy, or have we turned it into a full-blown concert event? The big screens, the cameras, the cranes, the uniform dress, even the musical performances. What exactly are we celebrating? You see, the Laylatul Qadr is supposed to be a night of reflection, not entertainment. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the noble Qur'an, the English translation, the night of decree is better than 1,000 months. That is Quran 97, verse 3. This means one night of sincere worship can change your entire destiny. Now, if one night of sincere worship can change your entire destiny, now imagine you are doing the opposite of worshiping. What will happen to your destiny? Yet in some places, the Laylatul Qadr now looks like a kind of festival, a concert, a carnival. You see massive LED screens, flashing lights, strobe lights, as if we're in a club. And you also see coordinated outfits, all white, all blue, all green, whatever it is that you choose. And even at this point, we now have musical performers. Hey, I'm a Musulumi, I'm a Musulumi, I'm a Musulumi. Ah, Agbakan. Allah Sanua. But hold on. Can you pinpoint to me anywhere in the Sirah, that is in the history of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, or any of his companions, where they have turned the nights of Laylatul Qadr into a grand production, into a grand festival, into a grand celebration? Do you have any evidence? You don't get any evidence. You get explain entire. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam usually isolate himself in the last 10 days of Ramadan. That is when he does what we call the i'tikaf. That is the seclusion in the masjid, disconnecting from everything just to focus on worship to Allah alone, to earn Allah's pleasure. But today, we are doing the entire opposite. What do? We set up cameras. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. And likewise, there is usually a social media manager who is going to be giving us updates from time to time, especially for the most emotional moments. For example, after chanting continuously, La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, and the person will do what the other people will say, Emigbe. You see the social media manager with his mobile device or a mobile device recording the moment and say Allahu Akbar and put some hashtag just for people to feel that, okay, this place is actually getting spiritual. So probably for the next time, others will want to join them. That's worship, Abi. That's part of Islam. Emurasi. And the worst part is that people are performing acts of worship for the cameras. You see loud cries in dua, oh no, $10 million, $10 million. Emma ní àdàbù díẹ̀. Ṣé Ọlọ́run ló ń jágbe mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀? Wọ́n sọ fún yín pé rubbish lẹ́ ń ṣe. But a máa sọ fún yín pé rubbish lẹ́ ń ṣe. Ọlọ́run ló ń jágbe mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run tí yẹ kó máa sunkún sí dọ́rùn. Ó wá ń pariwo, oh no, $10 million. Ṣé o ti wá ní $10 million báyìí? Ṣé bí láti ẹ̀ ló pariwo 10? Ṣé o ti ní $10 million báyìí? Ṣé o ti ní? And likewise, there are so many exaggerated and unnecessary movements. You are doing Laylatul Qadr. You are meant to worship Allah. Ewani, la ilaha illallah, Ọlọ́run má bà tàwa jẹ́. Ẹ má bínú, ó ti ń bàjẹ́ lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ o. But tẹ́ bá ti rí fídíò yìí, ẹ lè rí bá ṣe. But tẹ́ bá tún lọ, ó ti ń bàjẹ́ díẹ̀díẹ̀ nìyẹn. Away from that, what we have today has a very blurred line between spirituality and entertainment. The pose I want to ask is this: what is the goal of the Laylatul Qadr? Is it to stand humbly before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking His forgiveness, or is it about putting on a show? Some of the gatherings now have DJs playing nasheed remixes before the program starts. That's one. Secondly is that at this point in time, Beshem Baloyi, kò sígbà tí ẹ̀ ní gbé hype man wọlé. MC Fresh, Ajanasi, they can come and call you. Má bá wọn ṣe hype man ní Laylatul Qadr mo bẹ̀ torí Ọlọ́run o. And what is the purpose of the hype man? Just to make the crowd excited. Because you know every innovation into the deen is always taking one step further at every different point in time. Then another thing is about the uniform attendees, the dress to impress. You see people wearing all white with massive gold. Some would even wear makeup to come and pray. You want to observe Nawafil and you're still wearing makeup. So how are you going to perform ablution? Answer me now. How are you going to perform ablution? And don't let us talk about other obscene things that happen. I wouldn't want to mention all, but many strange things happen on those grounds that after the entire event, you are going to be seeing items you are not meant to see in such a so-called spiritual gathering. Now, having said all of this, the question in your mind, I assume, is then what is the real Laylatul Qadr? How should we perform it? You see, the real Laylatul Qadr is simple because the Prophet ﷺ never had an orchestra of voices shouting du'as all together. Or you have read in anywhere that the Prophet ﷺ is doing You won't find it now. All of these are just new innovations we brought up by ourselves. The worst part of innovation is that it makes you assume that you are worshiping Allah. But in the real sense of it, you are doing beautiful rubbish. Now imagine that you actually coincided that night with the Laylatul Qadr. So it means you just wasted your time for 1,000 months, for 83 years or thereabout. But rather, what did he, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what did he do? He spent these nights in tears, in long prayers, standing, praying, worshiping Allah. Praying in this sense is praying salat the way we know it, having long extended salat with long recitation of the Qur'an. And once it's done with the prayer, he does dua as much as he can. And he also encourages us to always chant, Allahumma innaka afu tuhibul afwa fa'fuan. If that's the only thing you want to be chanting, it's okay. The other I used to be doing, I can't waste time at any. So simple. Just follow that. But if you decide that you want to be attending a Laylatul Qadr gathering where it looks like a party, where it looks like a jamboree, where it looks like a carnival, have it in mind that you are not going there to pray. You are just going there to go and show for akoko. You are going there to go and waste your time. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his infinite mercy make us the best version of ourselves. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us witness the Laylatul Qadr of this year's Ramadan. And I pray that it makes it an avenue for us to become a new leaf, to change our destiny for the best in the life of this world and in the life of the hereafter. So please, I beg of you, share this video with everyone who needs to see it. We need to start calling ourselves to attention so that time wasters will not waste the 1,000 months for us. Till I see you in the next one, I say, Assalamu alaikum.